And hello everybody, welcome back to RFC News. Guys, we've just witnessed Rangers draw 2-2 to Livingston. And of course, the big talking point following this game was, of course, that huge decision that took place in stoppage time. Now, of course, whilst watching, we all believed that this was a penalty. And I would even go as far to say that it was a red card and a penalty during this match. Now, people have been awaiting the Sky Sports analysis of this. Of course, Kris, Boyd, Andy Halliday, all giving their thoughts and opinions on this. I do think it was a scandalous decision. And in the laws of the game, apparently in Scotland, they can't re-referee. So once they decided that it was out of the box, then despite it being a foul, they allowed the Livingston to have possession and carry on. However, I would argue that at a bare minimum there, it should have been a free kick and, of course, a red card to Rangers. Anyway, you've heard my thoughts on it. Let's listen to the Sky Sports panel, and we'll have a little talk about what they say afterwards. As always, guys, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more.
Let's take a look now at the big talking point from this game. Happened right at the end of the match. Nothing given. Rangers thought they should have had a penalty. Cammy Kerr with the challenge on Mikey Moore. Let's take a look at it. First of all, is it a foul? And where does it take place? Those are the two things that the officials are looking at.
Well, it's without a doubt a foul. So, you know, we sometimes criticise VAR up here, but I think the criticism on this occasion has got to come for the referee, Ryan Lee. You know, the fact he's not given a foul in the first place, but VAR's had a look, and I think you can see here the initial point of contact looks as if it's just outside the box. Yes, there's a continuation into the box for Mikey Moore, but I think when Cammy Kerr lunges in, I think his first point of contact on, I think it's Mikey Moore's left leg is just outside.
Yeah, the other thing they're looking at as well is he denying an obvious goal scoring opportunity?
But it doesn't look as if he's is. You can see somebody's in the cover there. And I know, look, because it was so close, and there will be Rangers fans out there extremely disappointed, but the reality is it's not a penalty kick. I mean, the point of contact there you can see is clearly out in the box. You can't re-referee the game because once they decide it's not a dog's row, you can see there's cover there. So, I mean, as I said, a lot of Rangers fans out there unhappy with the decision, but it is the correct one in the laws of the game. You can see there, yes, Cammy Kerr's foot by the time he slides, but the initial contact you can clearly see is Andy touched on to start with. Had it been pulling and it continued into the box, then it would have been given a penalty. Had it been on the line, it would have been given a penalty. But VAR can't get involved. Once they've realised, once they've came to the decision that it isn't a dog zone, they can't then, because it's outside the box, give a penalty kick.
See, we've seen 3 or 4 red cards over the last couple of weeks where guys getting brought down at the halfway line. I think if Mikey Moore isn't fouled there, he's volleying the ball towards goal. So it's not as if he's trying to take a touch into the box when, yes, there is a covering defender, but Mikey Moore's ready to take a strike, he's ready to take a volley. So for me, I think that is a red card and a foul. I don't think it's a penalty kick. As you said, you can see the initial contact is outside the box, but for me, I think Mikey Moore's about to take a strike and he can't because he's impeded.
So you think red card, James? What do you think?
I mean, I was surprised when it was just restart with Livingston having the ball because the referee. I think it's one where, and I know that VAR's in there to fix mistakes, but the referee or spot things that the referee misses. I think that's an easier decision for the ref to give a foul initially, because Cammy Kerr's coming from the wrong side. He tackles with the wrong foot as well. For sometimes you get it where they slide in and they hook the leg round and get a touch in the ball before they catch the player. I thought it was a foul. I don't think
it is a foul.
I know, but I mean the awarding of it. Yeah. So then when they don't give it, when he doesn't give it, I understand the point, but I think there could be a block on there. I know he's having a shot. I think there could be a block. You'd have to say that he 100% is getting a clear shot at goal there. But I don't know if he is.
So for example, the red cards we've seen for the past, Liam Henderson's foul, Liam Gordon's foul. You can't tell us conclusively that they're getting a shot. They've been brought down at the halfway line. Now there's a much more of a chance of Mikey Moore getting a shot away, which would be a goal scoring opportunity in some of the red cards we've seen over the last week or so.
No, I think it's a foul. It's outside the box, not a penalty. I don't think for sure you're saying that's definitely a goal scoring opportunity. I know that he looks like he's winding up to take a shot, but I think then it's difficult to see because the defenders in close proximity. And I agree with you. We've seen a lot of them where I think they've been wrong. I think they've been wrong. I think that the issue I would have is that the referee on field doesn't give a foul for that. When you
and that's the problem.
That's an issue that we're facing. That is one of the problems
we've got.
Is it
easier for referees to wait for
they're relying on
VAR?
They are relying on VAR to bail them out a lot of times. And then even when referees make decisions on the pitch, all of a sudden it's a case of, why they're not getting checked, and then they're scared to make those decisions. So for me, I think on the pitch, it should have been, it's clear as day, it is a foul. There is no getting away from it. Sliding in from that angle, it is a foul. But we can't criticise and say we don't want the game re-refereed, but then looking to have it re-refereed when incidents like that happen, because it is outside the box. The laws of the game tell you that unless it's inside, then you can't get involved in it. I mean, VAR has done their job.
But that will be the big frustration for Rangers fans, for Danny Rowe, for Rangers, is that the referee didn't make the decision and they didn't get an opportunity to take the free kick, because VAR cannot then award that free kick. Once
they say that it's not a dog zone, once they say it's not in the box, then they can't get involved. They cannot get involved, and then you've got to go with your on-field decision, which was wrong. We're not denying that. The referee called it wrong on the pitch. It was a foul. VAR agreed it was a foul, but they can't go back because it's outside the box.
So again, it's just poor officiating, of course, from Scottish referees. But are you surprised? But time and time again, I always feel that decisions constantly go against Rangers in big moments. Now, as I said in the match reaction, I do think we were dog shit today. I genuinely do think we were dog shit. But a game is 90 minutes plus stoppage time, and we made a comeback. And we had a good opportunity there to, of course, win the game, right? My point is that these decisions happen time and time again against Rangers. In big moments, I can think of a lot of big games against Celtic, Scottish Cup finals, Cup semi-finals, league games against Celtic and other games. It's the big decisions that constantly go against Rangers time and time again. And I would agree with Andy on that point. I genuinely do think he's getting a shot off that. I think he is getting a shot off there and should be red carded. Rangers should have had an advantage no matter what. And if you want to pull it back to VAR and say, well, they can't really referee the game, and that's why they allowed Livingston, despite a foul, to then play on, right? Regardless, the referees are dog shit. They have been dog shit in this country for a very, very long time. And they need to be sorted out and need to be held accountable, because they often just get away with it time and time again. And all Rangers will get is, oh, well, sorry, it's just mistakes happen, and all of these kind of things. But these mistakes are happening far too often with Rangers time and time again. And I'm getting sick of it. Now, we've got Celtic next, of course, at Ibrox. And again, whilst the decision is, of course, clouding a lot of the questions with regard to this after the game, we need to improve our away form. We beat league leaders' Hearts. We were fairly convincing against them despite going down twice. I feel like we played a good performance. And I seriously have no doubts that we'll go on and beat Celtic next week and in the Scottish Cup. But my concerns now come when we go away to St Mirren. We'll take an advantage. We'll beat Celtic. We'll create a bit of daylight between us and them. We will then be on cloud nine. We'll be in a Scottish Cup final. We'll be a bit closer to Hearts. Maybe Hearts will drop points. Who knows? But then we will be our own worst enemy when we go on and take on St Mirren the week after. And that's the issue that I see time and time again with Rangers, is that we will. We are the only team that can stop us winning this title. I'm not afraid of any other side. I feel like we can go and beat Hearts again. I feel like we can go and beat Celtic. But when it comes down to it, we will let ourselves down in these away games. That's 3 away games on the bounce now that we've dropped points. That's 6 points in total that we've dropped by just not being good enough away from home. Livingston, Motherwell, Hibernian. And this needs to be sorted out. And this is something that we need to be talking about as Rangers supporters. And Danny Rule and the players need to have a good hard look at them, because they may get away with a little bit of the judgment today after the decisions and people outraged by the decision. However, we need to be so much better away from home. And we need to start pulling the finger out if we want to win this league title. And that's the reality here. Guys, do let me know your thoughts on that decision down there in the comment section below. As always, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more.